Hey everybody, it's Overkill here with a Medieval 2 Siege. Okay. Today we have a replay sent in by Bossman, or better known as Conqueror 101 in game. So he sent me a 2v2 Siege last month, probably, and I kind of forgot about it. I was talking to him about it on a stream last week, and he reminded me about this. But yeah, it's this is gonna be my first Medieval 2 replay, I think, actually, that I'm gonna be commentating over. So that's exciting. But today, I'll take a look at the defenders first. We have Conqueror 101, or Bossman, playing as Spain. We have his ally try take over the world as Venice. You can see, wow, just absolutely getting destroyed there on that wall. That is unfortunate. And then for the attackers, we have William as the Moors. And we have Bionicle Ben as France. Wow, look at all those dead Spaniards. That is not good. Putting men on the wall is definitely not a good idea. Wow. That is a lot of defenders gone early on in this battle. And that is something that you do not want, of course. So you can see the Venice player has brought a mortar. And if the Moorish player does not notice this, oh my gosh, that's going to be very devastating. Because look at his formation. Of course, a lot of people take these towers and battering rams and just make a fort out of it to defend themselves from cavalry that sallies out. But as you can see, that's not really happening in this battle. But if the mortars can hit this, oh my gosh, they're going to be devastated. But yeah, you can see, of course, the two attackers are just taking their sweet time, opening up as many breaches as they can, because that gives them that make it easiest for them. Yeah, you can see how many died. Look at that. That is not good for the defenders. Not good at all. Like swordsman militia, down to 18 men already before the battle even starts.
The enemy siege tower is destroyed.
Oh. A siege tower was destroyed apparently somewhere. I don't know where that was. Oh, you can see France is moving up a unit of dismounted chivalric, I don't know, knights. So they're moving up. That's going to be a dangerous unit. Just look at them. So they're moving a tower up. And they are going to be unopposed now. But you can see these towers pour out a lot of fire, which is interesting. But it's not really going to be enough to stop a siege tower. So yeah, if we actually take a look at some of these units, you can see that Conqueror has left quite a few units back in the square, in the keep, whatever. So that's quite interesting. A lot of his more powerful units, which is smart, I suppose. Whereas the Venice player has went all out, or all in, I suppose, and he's put every one of his units at the walls, which also can pay off. So you can see Conqueror is going to move up his men. So they are going to march up to the wall to meet these chivalric knights. And they'll get up here eventually. Taking their dear time. There we go. So they're going to get up here just in time to meet these knights. There's a few more men in these feudal knights. I do think the chivalric knights will take the edge, though. Right. So the Moorish player has started moving up. He has no interest in using his siege equipment, of course, as you can see. Bustled quite a few holes in the wall, so he's going to send in his dismounted Christian guard. Interesting. So we're going to have the first clash of this battle. We're going to have the first clash. Here we go. Oh, he's stopping the charge with the peasants. Alright, so is he going to countercharge, or is that just a distraction? They're actually taking down a few of the Christian guard. That's quite interesting. So you can see over here he's created a wedge with his men-at-arms. So the Venetians are going to charge in and fight these Christian guard. Nice. You can see the dismounted men-at-arms are definitely a more powerful unit. We have some dismounted broken lances coming in here as well. And these Christian guards seem to be more of just a probing force. It doesn't really seem like they're going to be able to do much. The French player, though, sending in his knights. Now, this is going to be a bloody fight. We got some pike militia over here, which are kind of facing the wrong way, so that's not good for them. But you can see they do end up getting information, so they're going to be able to do something. You can see these stradiotes, I don't know, are just sitting here getting attacked. That's not good. And over here, the battle for the wall is about to commence. That tower door, the drawbridge, I don't know, is about to drop. That's going to be quite interesting. Yeah, you can see over here, the knights are making quick work of these pike militia. They've dropped their pikes, and now they're getting absolutely butchered. So here we can see the drawbridges went down. So the French knights are going to be charging in. And there they go. Just try to get right close to them. Oh, a couple of them have gone down. It's a good start for the feudal knights, or the sword and bucklers and feudal knights. They may actually have the edge here. But you can see the full force of the French is at the walls now. And they've actually already kind of broken through on this side. Not looking good. The Moors, on the other hand, are having a bit more trouble. These Christian guard are getting driven back. Many dead on both sides, as you can see, though. The Moors and the French are, of course, continuing just to batter down the walls. The more walls they can bring down, the easier it'll be to, of course, get through the walls and flank the defenders. And you can see the French are definitely having no trouble getting through the walls here. These lighter Venetian and Spanish troops are definitely having a bit of trouble. Now that more of the knights are on the wall, you can see they're starting to do a lot more damage to Spain. The feudal knights being brought down from 16 men to 40. The sword and bucklers being brought down to God knows what number. And yeah, you can see the Christian guard on this side have been pretty messed up. You can say that at least. Over here, the same. You can see the mortars are dropping in. Where does he have those mortars? There they are. You can see they're dropping shots every once in a while down into here, and it actually starts breaking the units. So yeah, the Moors assault over here has failed, which is not good for him. But I feel that the French player is being more of the wall breaker anyway, with the troops that he has. He's pouring up a second unit of another unit of feudal knights here now. I feel that this unit of these two units of knights should be able to break through these men that the Spanish player has. They should eventually chew through those guys. But you can see the Spanish and Venetian players have kind of engaged everything they can. They've thrown everything that they can possibly muster at these French units. So they are starting to struggle now. But as you can see, there's quite a few Scots Guard here, so that's going to do a lot of damage. And of course, the French player also still has some cavalry, and the Moorish player has also not engaged all of his units yet. You can see these peasant crossbows appear to be stuck. That's not good. Then there's more peasant crossbowmen over here. So yeah, the Moorish player is also flanking with his general apparently, which is interesting. I don't know where he really plans to go with that. He might have been rallying that unit. That's what it was, indeed. But yeah, you can see these Christian guard have just been absolutely slaughtered. If we take a look at the casualties, you can see they're quite equal though. The Venetian player has lost a lot of men here, and now a French unit of oh gosh, I can't say that. Whatever, these knights are pouring in here to help the Moorish player out. So he might actually be able to break through there. You can see these knights have been broken. Just in the nick of time, you can see like they literally fought to the last. Like the Spanish unit is literally the only thing left, and these men just broke. So maybe the French player can bring them back from routing, and they'll be able to come back. You can see this unit of feudal knights is fighting to the death. There's only 3 of them though, so it doesn't really matter. And oh, here we go. Conqueror has engaged more units up to this wall, but it's not looking too good. This unit of swordsmen was just wiped out. As I said, the defenders that were up here have been pretty much wiped out fighting those French units. So you can see the casualties are still quite even. The French knights are over here now, fighting against some dismounted men-at-arms and broken lances. With this unit already being winded and stuff, this French unit, actually, let me get, there we go. This fresh French unit is definitely going to do a lot of damage to them. But yeah, here you can see the Moorish assault has failed quite badly. He doesn't have many men left over here. Oh, the French knights have gotten in through this gap. Oh boy, that is not good for either of these players. Oh, you can see a lot of them dying though, but they did just break this feudal knights unit. But this is the one that they need to worry about, this unit of 50, and his knights are just being thrown away. A lot of them dying where they don't need to. That's a bit of a shame. Ah, he's going in after these peasant crossbows. All right. Yeah, you can see the fight not going too well for the attackers, it seems. Over here, they're doing quite well. They're breaking through, and over here, they are getting through these Venetian units, but the casualties are still the same. Oh, you can see now these French knights have gained the upper hand on these feudal knights. The French cavalry is just running through now, going after the mortar. Oh no, that is not good. Maybe there's multiple mortars. Yeah, there's another one over here. So the Venetian player went for 2 mortars. That's quite interesting. What the French player really needs is to get his cavalry into the rear of this. If he can break that blob of infantry, he'll do very well. But it doesn't seem like he's really going to do that. He's going to get caught by these dismounted feudal knights, possibly. But if he can get them into the rear of this blob here, that would take out a bunch of units for him. But instead, it seems he's either running through the gate or he's trying to get rid of this unit, which, that still works as well. You can see over here the Moors' assault has completely failed, basically. His units are starting to break. These heavy infantry are just too much for him to get through. Over here, on the other hand, though, these dismounted feudal knights, or whatever, these knights, have done quite well. But it just seems like they're going to be forced back as well. It's quite a shame. The 2 attackers have opened up another gap. They're about to open another one here as well. Oh, look at these, the feudal knights charging out. They're going to take out those archers. They're a bit zealous. Over on the wall. Oh. Lots of walls being broken. Over on the wall, you can see this fight is still going on. Precious men are being kind of drained here by both players. These units of knights would have been useful elsewhere, and of course these conquistadors and all that stuff for the Spanish player would have been nice as well. But it doesn't seem like the Spanish player really needs them. Any gap that he chose to defend is doing quite well. These noble knights are about to be destroyed by those broken lances. That is not good. Look at the piles of bodies here. Oh, now the Moor player is charging in his Hashashim. We'll see what they do. They might be able to get a rear charge on those broken lances. That would be interesting. Yeah, you can see the Christian Guard and the Knights are getting kind of beat up by these broken lances. Not good for the attackers. The attackers are running low on men, whereas the defenders still men on the walls, men defending back here. Conqueror himself has loads of units left in the courtyard, as you can see here. It's almost interesting. It seems like the attackers had less than the defenders, which is quite interesting. Unless I'm missing something, I don't see any more infantry for the attackers. No more foot infantry, that is. Very strange. Just lots of crossbows. Like, the Moorish player could have had his crossbows up here. They could have actually been doing some damage. Not a lot in a siege, of course, but they could have been doing something. You can see up here, the Hashashim have taken out those crossbows, so that's one unit that isn't firing down anymore. And you can see the casualties are starting to stack more on one side than the other, just slightly. And yes, you can see the French knights and Hashashim are now into the back of these broken lances. They might actually be able to break this unit. It is surrounded. Quite interesting. They may be able to break through that unit. You can see the Spanish are doing fine here. The French player has had to resort to sending in his Scots Guard, which should be able to handle themselves quite well. And you can see both forces here have just been drained. The conquistadors and feudal knights, you can see, are down to just over 30 men. And the French knights are, of course, being really messed up. So there you go. Yep, they managed to break this unit, but it is fighting to the death. So while they are dying faster, they're still taking men with them. There you go. You can see after a bloody engagement, the attackers have taken the walls. Very interesting. The Moor player has sent up his Hashashim up the wall. Is that a thing? Can they climb the walls? I'm not quite sure. Either way, you can see they have taken the wall. Wow. It wasn't looking too good for them at first, but once they got enough gaps in, the French player and, well, even the Moorish player were able to bring in their cavalry. And as you can see, all they had to do was charge into the back here, and this blob of men was gone.
Save us. The enemy have the walls. Look to our defense, or all will be lost.
Look at that. Yeah, there's more friendly casualties than enemy now at this point. So the defenders have lost more in relation to their numbers, of course. It might be less men overall, but yeah, you can see these dismounted heavy infantry for the Spanish player are now completely surrounded by French heavy infantry. So that is not going to be good. They are going to have to do a second siege of the keep, though, which is going to be interesting. And of course, Conqueror has lots of heavy infantry up here waiting for them. So that should be interesting to watch. Yeah, the defenders down here have all been broken now, except for these units that were up on the wall. But honestly, I don't think they can really do much. There's 28 of them versus all of the troops that are left on the enemy side. So I don't think that they're going to do very well. Watching all of their friendly units rout as well, it's not going to be good. Now you can see the French player is trying his hardest to catch these units, because any of these units getting back to the courtyard is bad, because of course they will return, and in the later fight that's just extra men that they'll have to deal with. So that's not good. But yeah, you can see these conquistadors are going to be a pretty annoying, a little bit annoying for the attackers. They're slowing down these units. They're not dying very fast. So the French and the Moors are going to have to focus on them quite a lot. You can see the Moors have brought in their peasant crossbows now. Maybe that's what his plan was, to leave it for the late battle so that he could use them against any heavily armored units that the defenders might have had. Maybe that was the plan. But yeah, you can see lots of men being wasted on these conquistadors. They're taking down lots of men with them. Precious men that the attackers cannot really waste. So that is not going to be good for the French or the Moors. You can see the attackers are setting in their cavalry to chase down all these units, as I mentioned. Any of them left is not exactly good. If they could take out these 13 retreating feudal knights, that would be awesome. That's 13 pretty dangerous troops that wouldn't be on the field later. And yeah, look at the men they're pouring into taking out this one unit. This is a waste. Not a waste. I mean, it is kind of necessary, but they could have even used a unit of cavalry to come around and take these guys out quite quickly. But it's just lots of men that are just dying needlessly. This is basically all of the infantry of the two forces being used on one unit of the Spanish infantry. So that's really not good for them. Not good for them at all. And you can see, just look at the amount of men left for the Spaniards and the Venetians. It's not looking good. The French do have a few missile units that they could use in melee, but it's I don't know how useful they'll be. Now the French and the Moors are bringing in their artillery now, as you can see. So they're going to be used to pretty good effect, breaking down as many of the walls as they can, of course. And even that might have been in the mortars shooting at that. Dang, yeah, look at that. The Spaniards fought to the last man. That is not good at all for the attackers. That was a big time sink for them. Time that could have been used to march up to these gates and do more damage to these defending units. But we'll see how that plays off. Yeah, you can see the Venetian did manage to get his mortars back in here. So they're going to be doing lots of damage as the attacking players march in. That is not good at all. Well, guys, you can see that the attacking players are going to be focusing on moving in their artillery and battering down these walls. So I will get back to you after this second artillery phase. I'll see you then. Alright, guys, so the attackers have finally stopped their assault. well, not their assault, but they finally stopped breaking down the walls, and you can see the Moorish player is now moving up. He is moving his Shashima and all of his crossbow militia and peasant crossbowmen, whatever. They are moving in, and they're going to have a pretty good shot on these infantry. They may think that they're safe defending this with pikemen and such, but that's not good. Oh, God damn it. Just stop shooting the walls, guys. But you can see if these crossbowmen line up here, their shots are going to go directly into these guys. They could even shoot out these guys up here that are just chilling. That's not going to be very good. Oh, the Moorish player could even move his cannons here, and they could shoot into the infantry. That would be devastating. But yeah, you can see, just look how little men France has left after that. Most of these are crossbows. Where's his actual infantry? Or those are bows, rather. He has a unit of knights here, 7 men. Yeah, look at that. He's lost nearly all of his knights in the fight for the walls. Not very good. With how much heavy infantry, like, it may look bad for them in numbers wise, but comparatively to what they have, or good lord, comparative to what they have, the Spanish infantry should be able to take these guys on. You can see Conqueror knows what's coming. He moved his men out of the way so the crossbows don't have a clear shot on them. That was quite smart. You can see the Hashashim moving up. Oh, crossbows taking shots here. Taking down a few men. You can see these Pavis crossbowmen. Very interesting. So they'll be hitting these guys. Right. So the final engagement is soon going to commence. Once the attacking infantry gets up here, of course, Conqueror will be able to move his men up. So I'm placing my bets now. I'm going to say that the defenders will win this. Of course, unless the Moors get what they want and use their crossbows to great effect and are able to take down, like, units with them. Because this is a lot of men that have not been used pretty much the entire battle. So if they can actually fulfill their role here and just take out a bunch of Spanish infantry, then I'll think that the attackers can win. But just looking at the men, I really can't see them winning. I really can't. But we will see, of course. So yeah, as I thought, the Moorish cannons are going to be firing at the into the courtyard. Well, that was not a good shot. Hit some of his own men and then completely missed. Very interesting. And you can see the cannon crew is actually getting destroyed by those Pavis crossbowmen, so this is not a great situation. But he's still going for it anyway. He's going to be loading up those cannons. And the mortars are still raining down as well. The Venetians have brought their mortars back into the courtyard somewhere. Here it is. Here's one. Oh, maybe they lost one. Oh, no, here's the other one. So they're going to be firing in, and as you can see, it is doing damage. The cannons are firing, but they're hitting this. That's not what they want to hit, obviously. So that is not good for the attackers at all, and this is why I'm thinking that the defenders will win. You can see the Moorish player is sending in his infantry. You can see these, the Basilisk. Interesting. They might have ran out of ammo or something. He sent in the crew for the Basilisk cannons, and they died. So that's less men that the French have as well. And yeah, I really do think that just with the smart decision by Conqueror to leave his heavy infantry in the center is really going to pay off. And they're going to be able to repel whatever's left of this attacking force. But I have been wrong before, and I may be wrong now. They may be able to pull off something here. Like, the French player does have some infantry. I would imagine that these guys aren't terrible, these crossbowmen. But they're definitely not going to be as good as the Spanish heavy infantry. So I'll be looking out for whatever happens. All right. So there's a bit of a standoff here. It seems like neither player really knows exactly what to do. They're just thinking. Here you can see some crossbow militia have actually marched up, so they're finally going to do something. And they're going to be shooting at these Pavis crossbowmen. Not without these Pavis crossbowmen doing a hell of a lot of damage, though. They're going to be shooting down here, killing many men every volley, as you can see. But eventually they will go down. But you can see the rate of fire on those guys is ridiculous as well, compared to even these normal crossbows. Because as soon as they all shoot, they just turn right around, start loading, shoot again. Not good at all for the Moorish player. See his Christian Guard. I'm not quite sure where they're going. But it doesn't seem like these crossbows are very interested in shooting. They've been there for quite a while. And here we go, another volley from the Pavis crossmen already, and you can see the return fire is just not effective. This is not cost effective at all. For every like 5 to 10 men, they're taking out 2 essentially, and that is not good. Not good at all. But yeah, you can see now he's gonna send up his Christian Guard. Or actually, they may not. Yeah, I don't think you can get up there. I'm pretty sure that's why that unit is still there, because you can't get back up there, I don't think. So yeah, this is just a unit that they're gonna have to deal with being there, basically, and that is not good for the attackers at all. Now I skip forward just a teeny tiny bit, and as you can see, Conqueror is sending out his infantry. This is possibly a great move. If he can catch a few of these units. He's going to catch that unit of like 7 crossbows. That's not a big deal. But this dismounted feudal knight unit is going to be able to just push through all of this infantry. Hopefully. They are getting recharged by these Christian Guard, but I don't think they're going to have too much trouble with that. But maybe not. These French knights are doing quite well. Interesting. This might pay off. It might be terrible. I'm not quite sure. The Moorish player has sent his general against these dismounted feudal knights. Would have been good on a charge, but now you can see they're just getting kind of cut to pieces, which isn't good. Yeah, the French have actually disengaged from that fight. Look at that. Yeah, so Conqueror is going to be sending out his infantry. Yeah, I'm still sticking with what I said. I think this is going to be a victory for the Spaniards. Just look at this. This isn't fighting infantry. Well, this is, but this is just so much infantry for them to deal with. I really don't see the French and the Moors pulling this off. You can see these swordsman militia clashing with the Hashashim. Now that is a battle that I feel like these guys could win over time, but there's a lot more men coming in yet. So it's not looking too good for them at all. And yeah, you can see the push is just carrying on. These units are going to be caught again. And they literally have their back to a wall. They can't move. So I really do think this is the beginning of the end for the attackers. I really don't think they're going to be able to break through this. And as you can see, the balance of power is going back in the favor of Spain and Venice, as it should be, because I don't understand why it was so out of their favor in the first place. This is not a situation that the French and Moors want to be in. Now, of course, the attackers, archers and crossbows, are going to be able to shoot just right into the heads of these guys, but this is not a line of infantry that's good at defending against all of this. The French have even engaged their general's bodyguard into this. You can see the Moor infantry is they're doing pretty well. The Hashashim, I'll give credit where credit's due. They're holding back these Spanish infantry quite well, but it's not like the best look. It's not the best situation.
We have lost. We are blessed. The enemy general is dead.
Look at that.
Send the idiot to hell.
So I think that was the Spanish general and the French general dying at the same time, something like that, or maybe that was the Spaniard complaining about something. I'm not quite sure. I would imagine that it was the general dying, but that is quite nice. That is very good for especially for the Spaniard, because the morale of the Spanish doesn't matter so much if his general died, but for the French one to die, that is a huge blow. These French units are just going to break super quick now. As you can see, nothing's defending them now. These range units are now going to be engaged in melee. Wow, the Hashashim doing very well. As you can see, they're just carving through this the Spanish infantry. So maybe that's what the game was considering as very unfair for the Spanish was the Hashashim. Interesting. But yeah, you can see the Spanish infantry is now fighting these ranged units. So basically, the Spanish player is out of this, or the French player is going to be out of this fight. These units aren't going to last very long. Very interesting indeed. Of course, Conqueror still has Pavis crossmen up here as well. They've still been shooting. He has a unit of dismounted conquistadors here that could have been used in this fight, but of course he may be holding on to them, or he may have just forgot. Who knows? But yeah, you can see the fight. It's not going well. The Hashashim have actually done very well. Very well against the Spanish. That is not good for him. But like I said, over here, the French range units are getting absolutely destroyed. The only casualties really are coming from these units fighting the Moors. And that is not good. They definitely don't want to be losing men like that. But yeah, over here you can see the French player has basically been taken out. Quite a few of the units are broken, and some units are down to like 5 minutes. It actually says victory seems certain. There we go. It's turning around now. And here we go. We can see Conqueror has noticed this unit of dismounted conquistadors was just sitting here, and he's going to charge them into the Hashashim. And this unit may be able to take them out. I'm not quite sure. It's going to be really close. Oh, there we go. An epic charge. And that's actually going to take down quite a few of the Hashashim on the charge as well. But will it be enough to take them out? I'm not quite sure.
My lord, we have lost control of the castle.
Here you can see the French player has actually gotten this crossbow unit up here on the wall, so that's not gonna be good. But of course, Conqueror is just gonna send these units up to chase after him, get rid of them. So that's good. I think the Hashashim might actually lose this now. Yeah, these units have been reduced to basically nothing. So the Conquistadors should actually be able to win this now. So that's very good. That was a very good play on the Spanish behalf. And the Spaniards' behalf, whatever. All he needs to get rid of are these crossbowmen, but it's not looking good in terms of the balance of power. Very interesting. If the Moors could win this with just their crossbowmen, it'd be very impressive. Maybe not impressive, but you know what I mean. Yeah, they have like 6 units of crossbows. Wow. Yeah, look at that. They've actually destroyed. Oh wow. That must have been the crossbows that did that. They just absolutely destroyed this infantry. So they did play their part. But yeah, you can see the Moors over here are destroyed. Basically, there's 2 men left fighting. But that crossbow fire is. It's doing damage. It's doing a lot of damage. That's not good at all. And yeah, the Venetian general has been killed. The Venetian general is dead. Not good. Was his general the mortar unit? Couldn't have been. No, he had a couple of units over here as well, I think. Very interesting. Oh, you can see the conquistadors are actually, yeah, all the Spanish infantry has engaged with these crossbows, but look at that, just shooting point blank. Every time you get through a layer of these peasant crossbowmen, it's just going to be another that you have to get through, and it's just more and more shots coming into them, which is not good. But if these guys can manage to break through all these lines, the battle will end in favor of them. But I really do think that the attackers are going to win this. Wow. I really thought that the attackers were going to have to fight in the courtyard and lose, but that did not happen at all here. But again, who knows? These guys might not shoot, and these units might be able to rip into them. But I think it's way too many men for them to stop. You can see the Moors using his general's bodyguard to great effect, breaking all these units just with 2 cavalry, basically. So that's quite interesting. Here you can see the Spaniard is trying his best to get into combat as quick as possible. Are those mortars actually still firing, the Venetian ones? No, I don't think so. No, they're gone. So what is it that's firing? Is that... Oh, they ran through and got back on this mortar. Oh my goodness. That's another unit of crossbows that the Spaniards have gotten through, but I don't think they'll be able to break through these last 3. The enemy's bodyguard is on his way. It's just 2 cavalry, but cavalry in Medieval 2 are really weird. This one unit should be able to do quite a bit. Yep, instantly broke that unit. And this unit is not going to do well either. Wow. Very interesting that happened. Oh, he did get his crossbowmen. He got his crossbows down. That's interesting. 97% to 90. Wow, what a close battle. You can see the Moorish player has charged all of his crossbows in to fight these conquistadors. Just to get rid of them. Actually, you know what? Is that the Moorish general? Is he still alive? I think he is. Oh, yeah, look at that. Very interesting. Yeah, if that mortar could have hit this blob, they might have actually been able to win. He's actually managed to crew both of them. Wow, look at that. Yeah, he's just getting very unlucky with his mortars, though. They are not hitting this blob at all. And you can see, I believe that is going to end up losing the battle for these guys. But if they can get a lucky hit, they might be able to break these crossbows. No. They just keep hitting the same spot. That's very annoying. And there he goes. Alright, that's what I thought. I didn't think the Spanish general died early. That was just a warning. That was just him complaining about something. Not good, not good. So many Moorish men left. You see these peasant crossbows. Oh, they rout instantly. That is not good. So these Pavese crossbowmen are now going to get in a fight with the Aventurier. I don't know. French crossbows, whatever they are. I'm not quite sure how it's going to go. It seems like this unit may be better at fighting. Quite possibly. And yeah, you can see the Moorish units are going to be able to just push through all of these guys. So this battle seems pretty over. But what a battle it was. My goodness. Very back and forth. I really was sure that the defenders would win, but it's not looking like it now. It seems like the attackers just played them out. They got zealous. They thought they could charge out and take them down, and that's what I thought would happen too. But no, the defenders charged out, and that made them lose. If he waited with all of his infantry, they had to come into the castle. They could have waited him out. If these guys wanted to win, they had to come in.
Our army is running from the field.
Wow.
We must rally our men before all is lost.
Yeah, if the attackers wanted to win, they were going to have to come in here, and the defenders just got zealous and charged out. Wow, what a battle. And now all that needs to be done is to come in here and take out these units of 3 to 5 men, basically. Very interesting. So we'll just like kind of speed this up to get everybody in here. Yeah, the mortars. He went through so much trouble to get these mortars back up, and they just haven't done anything. I honestly think if the Venice player maybe spent his money on extra infantry instead of buying those mortars, it would have been a lot better. But hey, what can you do? See, I know you can see these French crossbows are going to be fighting these men in the cap circle, square, whatever. And it'll only be a matter of time before they're all taken out. You can see the Moorish crossbows are now going to start shooting in here. Very interesting. Yep, there we go. Now there's only a few more men left, and this battle will soon be over. There is a unit of 6 peasant crossbowmen up here. I think they may be able to turn the battle, guys. I really think they could. I don't know about you. Yeah, you can see they're just getting destroyed. Brutal. Lots of kill animations on these guys. That's interesting.
Curses! Our enemy has command of the castle.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, it's not looking good for the defenders. That's for sure. 99%, 92%. I think they could pull it off. I think they can pull it off. Yeah, all that's left is this unit, and they broke. So I think the battle is now over, basically. Or it might not officially end until that unit gets destroyed. I'm not quite sure. Oh, no, this mortar is actually still alive, so that's why the battle hasn't ended, I believe. Just put them out of their misery. Yeah, that's literally what the rest of the replay is these guys like loading back up and firing at them, isn't it? Oh, God. Yep, there we go.
We fought like true men. Next time,
We fought like true men.
will pay for their good
And there you go.
play.
Wow, they both lost the same amount of men. That is weird. Yeah, that's pretty interesting. When you bring more men as defenders than attackers, and the attackers still win. That is not good. You can see the Conquistador is getting 110 kills, really good. And that was basically it. This unit of Pavese crossmen didn't kill anyone. That is not good. The early losses, losing so many men to the enemy artillery was not good. The people shouldn't have been up on the wall in general. I feel like that is what caused, it might have caused them their loss, basically. Those extra infantry and crossbowmen that died on the walls could have turned this battle in their favor. I mean, the battle for the walls was so much in the favor of the defenders until the very end. Such a strange battle, but very enjoyable. If anybody has any more Medieval 2 sieges that they'd like to send in, I would very much appreciate seeing them. That would be great. But thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed, please be sure to leave a like and a comment down below, as always. And if you're enjoying this mini replay battle series, make sure you're subscribed, because there's going to be more of them every few days, or every day, who knows. Thank you to Haxo, Nicholas, Johnny, and Fish for pledging $5 or more per month on Patreon. You guys are the best, and I will see you all next time. Goodbye.